Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Haziq, and today we'll be exploring a critical discourse analysis of a vintage American Airlines advertisement written by Nathan Dover in 2021. Firstly, let's explore the evolution of advertising and the rise of critical discourse analysis through a historical lens. Back in ancient times, people were already promoting their goods, but it really took off in the 19th century with capitalism and utilitarianism, focusing on what people need rather than just want. Fast forward to the 1970s, it was seen the rise of critical discourse analysis, which looks at how language in the ads reflects and shapes society. Take for instance the 1960s American Airlines ad showing a woman as an air hostess. In this article, it delves into a 1968 American Airlines ad as a prime example of utilitarian advertising, projecting an ideology of women and the false reality of air travel in the late 20th century. It's not just about selling tickets, it tells us about societal views on women's roles. However, CDA helps us unpack these layers from gender roles to power dynamics and sexualization. But remember, one ad doesn't tell us the whole story. By using CDA, we can understand why certain images and messages were used and how they fit into the broader societal context of the time. Now for the research objectives and research questions. Nathan Dover wanted to identify the connection between language and social practices, and he also wanted to identify if the extant media discourse frames these opinions or distorts them. Now, let's dive into how advertising shapes our perceptions of gender and sexuality. Think about the ads you see every day. They're not just about selling products, they're powerful influences of how we view ourselves and others. Throughout history, advertising has often reinforced harmful stereotypes, perpetuating unrealistic ideals of beauty and societal roles. Okay, imagine a mirror reflecting back society's existing beliefs and a mold shaping new ones. That's the heart of the debate posed by Holbrook and Polley. They suggest that some ads merely mirror society's attitudes, while others actively mold and reinforce gender stereotypes. Glick and Fiske's theory dives deeper, identifying two types of sexism in advertising. Hostile sexism directly challenges male dominance, while benevolent sexism through less confrontational. Hovland et al. 2005 studied how women are depicted in magazines across cultures. What they found was striking. Regardless of location, women were consistently portrayed in roles that reinforced traditional gender norms. Now, let's zoom into a more recent study by Anderson and Scheid in 2017. They delved into how consumers perceive companies based on their advertising. They discovered that sexist ads not only tarnished a company's image, but also had a stronger negative impact, and they clashed with the company's values. In the research methodology section, Nathan Dover used Fairclough's 1989 three-dimensional framework, which consists of text analysis, discourse practice, and sociocultural practices as a guide to analyze the connection between language and social practices, and if the extant media discourse frames these opinions or distorts them. He also used a qualitative design research method to collect data from a single image, which is a vintage American Airlines magazine advertisement produced in America and first published in October 1968. The first stage of analysis is textual analysis, which focuses on linguistics and examines the vocabulary, grammar, semantics, and imagery of the advertisement. So first off, the text. It's crafted to speak directly to us, using phrases like "think of her as your mother" to create a personal connection. Fairclough called this tactic as synthetic personalization, aimed at making us feel special and valued. Then there are simple sentences consisting of an adjective and a noun, highlighting what to expect of flying with American Airlines, like enjoying a cool drink or a soft pillow. Cook, 2001, described this strategy as fusion and noted that it will enhance a characterless product with qualities that are desirable. Next, the text that says this is not just maternal instinct, it's the result of the longest stewardess training in the industry. Training in service, not just a beauty course. This emphasizes that their skills come from rigorous training, not just from looking good. This convinces readers that American Airlines takes service seriously, appealing to both experienced travelers and newcomers. Now, let's talk about visuals. The centerpiece is a striking image of stewardess, radiating confidence and warmth. Her relaxed posture and direct gaze convey a sense of approachability and charm. Paired with the text, this image creates a powerful message that sticks with people. The color scheme with muted tones and bold black text reinforces the airline's professional image. In essence, this ad is designed to make people feel valued, confident, and eager to fly the American way with American Airlines. Now, for the second level of discourse analysis, examines the discursive practices, the production, and the consumption of the advertisement. American Airlines strategically designed its ad to resonate with a specific group of people, likely white, affluent, and upper middle class individuals who could afford air travel in the 1960s. They employed various techniques to position their product within a social context that would attract this demographic. This would have included appealing to their sense of prestige and power. The ad's main message revolves around a unique blend of professionalism and nurturing care, symbolized by the image of a stewardess. This juxtaposition aims to offer the viewer the best of both worlds when flying with American Airlines. However, underlying this portrayal is a gendered message, suggesting that a stewardess' value lies somewhere between being a skilled worker and a maternal figure. While the text emphasizes the rigorous training of the stewardesses, it also subtly implies that their femininity makes them naturally nurturing. The final level of analysis looks at how advertising interacts with broader social issues. Despite changes in gender roles, some ads still reinforce outdated stereotypes. Even today, we see this trend as shown in a study of 50 Years of Magazine by Major and Haziq. While progress has been made in depicting women beyond traditional roles, ads often still portray them as dependent or as objects of desire. This suggests that while there's been progress in gender equality, advertising and societal views on gender roles haven't necessarily evolved. They've just changed. But there are positive shifts too. Modern ads increasingly show women as an active agent of their own desires, challenging traditional notions of femininity, and diverse sexualities are more accepted in mainstream culture. The 1968 American Airlines ad cleverly combined professionalism with a nurturing image of stewardesses, appealing to traditional gender roles of the time. Now, moving on to the findings and discussions. The advertisers behind the American Airlines ad from 1968 used a specific technique to connect with their audience. They employed direct speech, personal pronouns, and declarative statements to create an image of air travel that was appealing to their target demographic. The ad also featured a striking image of a stewardess which dominated the space and held a seductive undertone. This, combined with the messaging, reflects a pattern of marketing that perpetuated gender stereotypes, common in the latter half of the 20th century. The portrayal of the stewardess as a nurturing figure, despite her professional training, reinforces traditional gender roles. By minimizing her power and emphasizing her maternal instincts, the ad reassured its male-dominated audience that women still had a place within societal norms. This narrative speaks to wider issues of gender equality and social hierarchy of the time. It raises questions about whether the ad was seen as controversial or simply reflected the prevailing attitudes of 1968. Historically, the post-World War II era saw a push for traditional family structures, with women encouraged to prioritize motherhood over career aspirations. Despite some gains in female employment, the workforce remained predominantly male-dominated. Given this context, it's understandable why the advertisers chose to portray stewardess as maternal caretakers. However, it's clear they took artistic license in reducing their professionalism to appeal to their target audience. In summary, the ad reflects the societal norms and gender dynamics of its time, highlighting the challenges women faced in achieving equality in the workplace and beyond. In conclusion, the critical discourse analysis of the vintage American Airlines advertisement, conducted by Nathan Dover, sheds light on the intricate ways in which language and visuals shape societal perceptions, particularly regarding gender roles. The ad suggested that flying with American Airlines meant receiving hospitality from attractive stewardess who also fulfilled traditional roles. This reflects societal attitudes toward women at the time. Through a meticulous examination of the text, discourse practices, and sociocultural influences, Dover unveils the underlying ideologies and norms perpetuated in the advertisement. This study serves as a poignant reminder of the power of advertising in reflecting and perpetuating societal values, urging for continued scrutiny and critical analysis of media representations to foster a more inclusive and equitable society. So that's all from me. Thank you so much for listening.